Ron's opinion don't matter on the OG network. Yep. I'm in my vehicle right now, on my way to the gun range. And I guess on my way there, yeah, hopefully somebody comes in, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. And I'm going my way to the range because anyone seen my other videos not too long ago where I purchased a 12 gauge shotgun from B&H Arms, and I want to test it out. I want to review it. Of course, I can't go live while I'm in the range, of course, but that's okay. I am going to record it, and I'm going to do video of what went down, how it performs, how it works. Well, it's not so much how it works, but just how it performs. Because I was very, very leery about buying this type of 12 gauge semi-automatic because it's a clip fed. It takes magazine. Some people use magazines, some of us use clips. We know magazines are the right terminology, but whatever. It's clip fed, so I like to use clip. What's up, Dover Dogs? How you doing? And screw your birds. Nobody talk about them broken wing team. We got an Eagles troll. You see that, boy? You see that? Let's go Steelers all day long. I mean, that's steel curtain. But yeah. So I ended up purchasing this 12 gauge shotgun. That's semi-automatic, has a clip fed magazine. It has a magazine that's clip fed, and performs. I talked to a lot of people because I wanted one. Seen a video of somebody using one, and I just wanted one, and I was like, When I started talking to people about it, everybody kept telling me they jam up, they're not reliable. But I still wanted one, but it just made me very, very leery. So what I did was I just said, you know what? I'm gonna take the risk. I'm gonna get me one, and I'm gonna see how it plays out. Like I'm gonna see how it plays out. Don't get jammed. And I'm gonna do my best to get the best recording of it. When I used to do videos, kind of when I first started out doing YouTube, and like the bug used to kind of be my cameraman, but he left me. He decided he wanted to go to Ohio, so I had to, try to figure out a way to be able to do this stuff without all that. But it's all good. So I'm gonna see how this thing works out. The range is a little ride for me. I'm gonna take my time getting there because I'm actually going to be there early. I'm actually going to be there earlier than normal. Then they probably open up, so I might get there a little sooner. But I've been wanting one of these 12 gauges with this magazine fed semi-automatic, but I'm hoping that this thing runs well. So I took both clips with me, and then I got the drum. I think the drum holds about 20 rounds. So my plan is to just fire a lot of stuff through it and see what happens. That's my plan. If you want to know it's live, please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. For those that's on this live, understanding, if you're new to my channel, yes, I'm a gunhead. But we're gonna see how this plays out. I know I'm not going live at the range because you can't. It's not allowed. But I mean, I don't know. I don't take the chances with YouTube. So I just figure I'd go live on my trip down there. What's up, East? It's hard for me to see the name because I'm driving right now. But if you're on the live saying what's up, how y'all doing? God bless y'all. Real talk. But I'm gonna put this 12 gauge to work, and I'm gonna see if it was worth the money. I mean, don't get me wrong. I didn't spend a ton of money. I did. Wasn't a lot of money on this firearm. In my opinion, shotguns, they range around the $200 to $300, $400 mark, depending on what you're getting. I ended up spending more because I got other stuff. But if I would have just got the shotgun by itself, I would have probably spent $300 for the shotgun. Maybe a little bit more because you got to do the background check, which in my opinion is a joke, but that's just my opinion. With the background check, the taxes, it probably would have costed me more, around $350, $60, $70. But I've got other stuff on there. Honestly, you don't really need the stuff that I put on that gun. It's more aesthetics than anything. I mean, it's a shotgun. I mean, like anybody who shot a shotgun, you don't always have to have the perfect aim. But it got a scope on it. It had a tripod on it. But I like the way it looked with all that on there, and so I just got it that way. Is it needed? Not really. What's up, Mike? What's going on? God bless you. God bless you. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna put this thing to work. I'm gonna put this 12 gauge to work. I didn't take anything else with me. I only took the 12 gauge with me. I didn't take another firearm. I had other stuff. I didn't even how y'all doing? God bless y'all. I didn't even take nothing else with me, but it's only that 12 gauge that I took with me so that I can review it and see, was it worth the money? I mean, it's not a lot of money. If you're a person that buy and purchase firearms are expensive. Nobody say they are, and they get very expensive when you start to get into ammunition and going to the range and shooting. I don't go all the time, but I do like to go. I love to go. I ain't gonna say I like to go. I love to go. But we're gonna see how this thing holds up. But if anybody just got on the live, I'm on my way to the gun range. I'm getting ready to test out this 12 gauge semi-automatic clip fed or magazine fed, whatever terminology y'all like to use, semi-automatic 12 gauge shotgun. All the people that I've talked to about these type of guns, they didn't have one, but they all said kind of like they're not reliable, they have issues with them. So it made me leery about purchasing one, but I did it anyway. And we're gonna see how this plays out when I hit it. I'm going to do video, so look for that later on. I can't go live at the gun range. It just don't let you. I don't know the whole thing with YouTube, and it's not really clear, so I don't even attempt it. But if you're on this live, please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. Definitely subscribe and hit the like button. Turn on the notification. That way you get a chance when I put up the video, so you'll get a chance to check it out and see if it was reliable or not. The gun, I got the gun, it's called B&H Best Arms. That's the company that I purchased the gun from. I don't know if they're an actual manufacturer, but on the box it said B&H Best Arms, so I'm gonna guess they're the ones that actually make it too. I'm not too sure, but we're gonna see how this is gonna roll. And it come with 2 clips. It came with 2 5-round clips, but I got the drum too, which holds about 20 rounds. Oh, it's a 12 gauge. So if you didn't catch it already, it was a 12 gauge. But I'm gonna I got the drum too, so I'm gonna run it through. I'm gonna run the clip, both clips. I'm gonna fill up, and then I'm gonna run the drum too. And I want to see if it jams up, whatever issues happen with it. And that way, if anybody in the mindset of wanting to purchase one of these things, and it didn't cost a whole lot of money, they might look, say, okay, I'm willing to buy it because I seen somebody run one and they actually ran it. Like, I'm not going to try to abuse it like just, nah. Because in a home defense situation, you might need to do that. But I'm going to run a lot of rounds with it. I just want to see if I could run 30, maybe 40 rounds out of it, and I don't have no issues on it, then I'm good with that. I mean, some people like, they might say, that don't mean anything. I mean, it does mean something. I don't think no gun is never going to give you an issue out of it at some point or whatever. But, I just feel like if I can run 30, I probably end up running more than that. But I'm just saying, if I can make it through 2 clips and a drum, and I don't have no issues out of it, I think that's pretty good for a gun that, if I didn't buy all the other stuff with it, would have costed me The gun was about $300. Shotgun was about $300. Maybe a little bit more than that with all the other stuff, taxes and stuff, but yeah, I can't see everything that nobody's saying, so unfortunately I can't answer every question. Excuse me on that one. But yeah. Fake tough guy with the gun. First of all, why would I need a gun? What do being a tough guy and a gun have to do with each other? I don't understand that. I don't carry guns to be a tough guy. That don't even make sense to me. There's something wrong with you if you think when you pick up a gun that makes you a tough guy. I don't get that part. So I don't get that part of fake fake tough guy with a gun. I don't think nobody's tough because they have a gun. Having a gun don't make you tough. I never even think that way. I enjoy my firearms. That's why I'm on my way to the range, so I can have fun with it. If you think that guns is about being violent or destructive or robbing and stealing, something's wrong with you mentally. Then you should never have a gun. Just leave them alone. Leave it to the honest, everyday people that don't have bad intentions. Don't touch them. Don't pick them up. That's your first thought is violence, hurting, fighting, shooting, killing people. Then you don't. Yeah, you're right. You don't need to have one because I don't think that way. That don't make you owning a gun don't make me a tough guy. I never even thought it did. So I don't even understand that thought pattern. No, I don't. I love my donuts. Sorry. It's pretty good too. Yeah, just don't I don't understand why people think that way. Like, the narrative of gun violence I have a problem with because guns are not violent. People are. And rather they have access, and the access that they have to weapons, guns is just another form of weapon. Knives or anything, you can turn just about anything into a weapon if you want to. A car can be a weapon. So when you get behind your car, do you think about running people over? And if that's how you think, then don't get behind of a car. Just walk. When you walk down the street with your hands in your hand, do you think about punching people in the face? Then stay out the streets. Like, I just don't understand people's mentality when they talk that way. Oh, you think because you have a gun? People who own guns, most people that own guns don't think that way. I'm not that type of person. I don't think make me a tough guy. I ain't never thought of myself as being a tough guy. Maybe when I was a teenager, because I was stupid and hot-headed, and I never considered myself to be a tough guy. I consider myself to be a good guy who has the ability to be dangerous if he needs to be. That's it. I consider myself to be a good guy, but I have the ability to be dangerous if necessary. That's it. I don't think about hurting nobody. I don't think about violence. I don't think about that type of stuff. When I go to the range and when I purchase firearms, I enjoy it. It's more of a hobby. But best believe if I had to use them, and hopefully, and God forbid I ever in my life ever have to, for no reason but going to the range and enjoying them. But God forbid if I ever had to use it, I will. If I had to use it, I will. But I do not think that way whatsoever. And I don't suggest, and I suggest that if you have in your head that the first thing you do think about when you pick up a gun is shooting and killing somebody, then you should never own a gun. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't have the right to. What I'm saying is you should make a personal choice to never purchase a firearm. because you definitely ain't ready. Now, your rights to be able to should always be there, because I believe in the Second Amendment. So you should have the right to. But I'm telling you that if that's how you think, then personally you should never pick up a firearm and never own one, because you don't have the mentality that your mental is not ready for that. If you think owning guns makes you a tough guy, or if you think people who own guns they think they're a tough guy, even if you're relating the two together, then something's wrong with you, because I don't think that way. I just don't think that way. So most people that think about firearms and guns, most of the people that I know that are around guns, have owned guns, own them, don't think violently. They don't think like that. They don't think about murdering and killing everything. That's people who spew bull crap. They have no idea what it is. You know how many guns, people own guns in America? If guns made people violent, there will be no more people left. There is over 100 guns to every one citizen. So if guns made people violent, there'll be no people left. Because everybody be shot and killed from each other because guns made people violent. That's why I said that logic don't even make sense. The vast majority of people who own firearms don't think that way. It's just idiots. Stupid people. People who come to people's chat and they're live and got nothing of substance to say, just think it's a game and doing immature stuff, like just keep putting stupid stuff in the chat. Grow up and have a real conversation. Learn something. Get your head together. What's going on? What's going on? I can't really see the words because I'm trying to focus on me driving. But for those that are in the chat, please hit the like button. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. I'm on my way to the gun range. I did a video a little while with a gun that I just purchased not too long ago. The gun is made by B&H Best Arms. It's a 12 gauge shotgun. Fed automatic. Came with 2 clips, 2 5-round clips, and it came with it. Well, they come with it, but I also got the drum. And I'm gonna fish this through. I'm gonna run all that through it and see what happens. If it doesn't jam, once I'm gonna record all the footage and I'm gonna put out there for everybody to see. And we'll see what B&H Arms has to say about that one. I mean, hopefully they watch it, because I know I talked to the guy who sold me the gun. Hopefully they get a chance to watch it and they can kind of say, okay, maybe that's not a good idea. Because this is probably going to make and break this gun. So what's up, Pop? I don't even know. I can't even see who that is. But yeah, I'm just get ready to make it happen. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure y'all hit the subscribe button. That way when I put out the video, because I'm quite sure there's somebody here that won a 12 gauge magazine fed, probably leery about spending the money. This is your opportunity to see whether it's worth it or not. What are they going to do about Medicaid insurance? Yes, you're right. Well, the person that put in there what the Second Amendment is about, they 100% are correct. That's why when I debate people or have a conversation with people about the Second Amendment, it's not about protecting the part about protecting yourself from criminals and stuff. It's just a byproduct of the Second Amendment. The Second Amendment, the intent behind the Second Amendment is to protect yourself from government tyranny. The right to keep bear arms. That's why I say all gun laws are unconstitutional. All of the stuff that they're trying to do in America to restrict your rights as it relates to weapons and firearms are unconstitutional. Every single one of them. And the reason why is the government got powerful weapons. You should have access to them too. Simple as that. The government is taking your tax dollars and building armies and building weapons, but then turn around and tell you, you can't have this and you can't have that. So they got access to the powerful stuff and they want you to have access to a 5-shooter. So if they decide to go tyrannical, that's all you got to defend yourself with is a 5-round revolver. And meanwhile, they coming with fully automatic weapons and you got to try to defend yourself against government tyranny if that ever was to come to play. That's why I keep telling people, stop electing these officials that keep talking about, oh, we need to curb gun violence and stuff like that. The whole intent behind that message is for them to minimize what the citizens have so that they can position themselves in a way that they can become tyrannical and control your life. That is the only purpose behind that. There is no other intent. They're not trying to curb gun violence. They're not trying to curb save lives. They're not trying to do nothing. The whole intent behind that, with any politicians that talks that way, is for you to agree to minimize the type of weapons that you have access to by fear-mongering you into it, so that when they decide to go tyrannical, because they in cahoots with each other, politicians are in cahoots with each other. So when they decide to go tyrannical, all you gonna have to defend yourself is a kitchen knife. Meanwhile, they're still building powerful weapons, making stuff. They got drones, they got all access to all types of stuff. But they want to tell you what you cannot have, and they're convincing you that they're doing it for your safety, and they're lying. 100% they are lying. They're not telling you the truth. The whole intent behind it is to keep letting you believe that they're there for you. Every single politician, first of all, they work for you because you're the one that voted them in. So why would you be their boss and let them tell you what you can and cannot have? And if you think that the government can ever go tyrannical, again, I always tell people, look what they did with COVID. If that didn't teach you anything, that should tell you right there that the government can go tyrannical, because they told you couldn't go outside your house. They controlled you and told you what you can and cannot do. And they had powerful weapons and threatened your job and threatened your livelihood and made you do it. And made you do it. These are the same people that'll sit there and tell you that a woman should make her own choices, right? This is what they keep saying as it relates to the woman's body. They should be able to make their own choices on their body. But these are the very same people that force women to get that jab. But what happened to their right to make choices then? What happens to all of that then? What happened to all of that? So if you don't think government can go tyrannical, that should have taught you right there. Stop voting for politicians that talk that way, because they're not talking that way to protect yourself, to protect you from criminals, because they already know that the criminals are never going to follow those laws anyway. Criminals ain't going to follow those laws. You know what criminals going to do? They still going to find it. That whole intent behind that is for you to allow them to put you in a predicament where they can control you, because weapons, powerful weapons, is how you show strength. Yeah, that's what give you peace through strength. That's the reason why America don't have to deal with a whole lot, because we have a powerful military. That's how you create peace through strength. Let people know that you're just as much of a threat to them as they are to you. And if the government, politicians are not under threat of the citizens, when having access to enough powerful weapons to defend themselves, then the government can do what they want to do to you. And that's real talk. And I say this all the time. It's one of my biggest arguments when it comes to politicians. I don't care if they're Democrat. I don't care if they're Republican. Your right to have access to the best weapons should never be infringed. Your right to have access to the best weapons possible should never be infringed. That's why I feel as though I should be on the Supreme Court, because I would check all that mess. If I was on the Supreme Court, I will go and get rid of every single one of these gun laws in all these states and all these cities, and keep trying to limit people's right to defend themselves and protect themselves from government tyranny. If I was on the Supreme Court, because at the end of the day, that's what it was intended for. But for far too long, we have been surrendering our rights and allowing politicians to lie to us as if they're doing it in the best interest of the people, and they're not. They're slowly chipping away at the right so that eventually they can come in and do the real thing, which is go into government tyranny and control the people. If you can't see what's happening, something's wrong with you. All gun laws. And if it relates to limiting people's right to keep and bear arms, are unconstitutional. Every single one. Police can go tyrannical too. See, y'all saying police as if police ain't human beings. See, this is where everybody misses it at. A uniform don't make a person honest. If every police officer, listen, I got nothing but respect for police officers. Vast majority of them are decent people. But if every police officer was honest and trustworthy, there wouldn't be no police officers that ever went to prison. But there are police officers that went to jail for whatever reason. That means that police officers have the ability to commit crime too. Real talk. Make sure y'all hitting that like button. Yes, you're right. Trump is number one. As it relates to being a president, in my opinion, he's the best president we ever had in my lifetime. Is he perfect? Nope. Is he going to get everything right? Nope. But he's one of the rare few presidents that I've seen making decisions in the best interest of the people, and more than any other president I've ever seen. Now, they'll sit there and try to spew all that rhetoric, but I don't care what people say. I'm watching what he's doing. And I ask myself, is that in the best interest of the people? And so far, he's been doing, the vast majority of what he's been doing is in the best interest of the people. The problem is, most people they ain't going to take the time to listen to what he's saying, watch what he's doing, and see how it affects America. They're not going to do that. You know what they're going to do? They're going to listen to all the noise over the social media, all the noise over this and all the noise over that, and let them get into their feelings, and then that's what they're going to run on. That's what they're going to make their decision on. So far, since he's been president, the vast majority of stuff that he's been doing has been in the best interest of the citizens of America. Real talk. I don't care if you like what I'm saying or not. It is what it is. I see it. It's been matter of fact, I see it in my investments. The first place I started to see it is in my investments. I see it in my community because they're getting these illegal immigrants out of my neighborhood and out of my community. I watched all of these illegal immigrants come up here and start shutting up shop. Getting all of these food trucks and all this stuff. I'm like, how are they able to do this so fast? But yeah, he came in and he cleaned the house and getting all these illegal immigrants. Why? Because that type of stuff is supposed to be for American citizens. No one should come from another country and get more benefits than the people here that's working and providing and doing everything they're doing right here. So if you see that otherwise, hey, maybe you from another country and they need to come find you and send you back. That's real talk. If you see that any other way, if you look at what he's doing, get your feelings out of it, and you look at what he's doing, the vast majority of what Trump is doing is in the best interest of the country. Now, don't get me wrong, he inherited a lot of problems. And it takes time to fix them. It's not going to happen overnight. But so far, since he's been in office, the vast majority of what he's been doing has been in the best interest of America. I see it. Gas prices have been affected and they're coming down. Now, a lot of people say, oh, food is still high. Well, food's going to be high for a while. I'm going to tell y'all right now. Because most of these companies was on their way to bankrupt. And this is where people miss what's going on. A lot of these companies wasn't making the type of money y'all thought they was making. And a lot of these food places and farmers and stuff like that was going through financial dire because the Biden administration was regulating them out of business. This is where everybody missed it at. Now that Trump scaled all that stuff back and released the food energy, released energy so that we get cheaper energy costs, it's going to take time for this food to get to the point where the prices can come down. They got to recover. They got to put away cash reserves. There's a whole lot with business than just, oh, we just going to lower prices. Don't work that way. You got to be smart and you got to be wise about it because famine can come back. Someone else can get in office and cause destruction again. So I understand that. But because he knew that it was going to be that way, that's why he fought for no tax on tips. And that's why he fought for no tax on overtime. So that you can have more money to sting. You can have access to more money to be able to stomach that the prices of things are not going to come down that fast. But they will come down. And that's real talk. And I know the handful of people that don't understand how financial things work, they're going to be in their feelings. And that's cool. That's your choice. You have a right to. It's cool. That's your choice. That's what the beauty of America. You have a right to agree and you have a right to disagree. No one should be able to tell you what you can think and what you cannot think. We can only learn from each other. You feel bad for me. Why do you feel bad for me? And for overtime is still taxed. Yeah, it is taxed. But you got to look at what taxes are coming out. Overtime is still taxed. Your state, your local town, all that. And the other thing is, I forget when that's supposed to actually kick in. But you got to remember something. Your Democratic Party right now is holding up that bill. Uncle Who Ruckus, can y'all come up with a little bit better than that? I done had a bunch of people use the same terminology and still think that's funny. Uncle Ruckus, ha 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 ha. Come on, man. I know you can come up with something better than that. Health costs was already tripled. So health care costs was already off the roof long before Trump got there. So don't sit there and tell me about health care costs. Health care costs is way up long before Trump got back in office. So again, they want to blame Trump for the conditions that he inherited. But since Trump got in office, things have gotten better. If it hasn't gotten better for you, obviously you weren't paying attention and you didn't listen. Obviously you weren't paying attention and you wasn't listening. One thing I can say about Trump, when the stock market hit that bottomed out, and he turned around and he said it'd be a good time to buy, right? You never heard no Democrat politician ever tell you that in that moment. He didn't tell you what to buy. He threw every single one of us a bone when he said that. He said this would be a good time to buy. And knowing that he was going to get ridiculed for saying it. But he threw every single American citizen a bone. He said, this is a good time to buy. You know what y'all, most of these people on the Democratic side said? They fear-mongered you again and say, oh, this and that. He shouldn't be saying that, that, that. No, what you should have said was, he's right. Look at the moment when he said that, where the stock market was, and look at the moment where the stock market is today. Look at where it was when he said it, and look at where the stock market is today. And instead of y'all listening to him, like, listen, I already was invested, but I said, okay, you're right. I think you're right, Trump. I went and got my fun money, the stuff that I like to have fun, money that I put away just for me to enjoy myself sometimes, and I invested it all. And now I'm seeing a return on that investment too. My money is way more than what it was at that moment. And if the stocks are down, that's when I buy. I'm always buying. It's rare for me to sell my investments. Most of the time I'm in the process of buying because I'm a holder. I buy mostly companies that pay out dividends. That's why when I do my investment talk, I talk about dividends. I encourage people the way I do. I encourage people to learn how I do it and do it. If you intend to do anything, it might help you. Don't mean I'm not an advisor. I'm not a financial advisor, but I just tell people how I do it and what I do. And guess what? Because I listen, even though I was already invested, I took money that I normally would have fun with and I put that in the market too. And then not long, 3 months later, that money was way more than what it was when I put it in there. And my investments overall are doing well. My investments overall are doing well. But y'all let the Democrats and all of that noise, because that's all they've been providing so far is a bunch of noise. Y'all let all of that get y'all into whatever. You're right. Listen, as far as the SNAP program go, again, I don't have a problem with people getting benefits. I don't like handouts, but I don't have a problem with people that are in the country that need help getting their help. But once again, it's the Democratic Party that's holding that up. So if you got a problem with people not getting their benefits, y'all need to go talk to the Democrats, because they're the ones doing it. This is the only ammunition that they have to try to give more money to places that should not be getting it. So the Democratic Party is the ones that's holding it up. So if you don't like that, it is what it is. All the president is going to do is sign it when it's done. All the president is going to do is sign it when it's done. That's how stupid y'all are. All the president's going to do is sign it when it's done. It's the Dems that refuse to vote for it. The continuation of the bill to keep the government funded. Something that they've been doing for years, the same way. They've been doing the same thing. They signed it not too long ago. Now all of a sudden they got a problem with it. Why? Because it's the only last leverage that they have. It's the only leverage they have left. And for people that don't think illegal immigrants are getting health care through this country, you're full of crap. I know they are. I know 100% they are. For people that don't think that illegal immigrants, and listen, there are people that's getting SNAP benefits that don't even live in this country right now, that was getting money from this country, SNAP benefits, welfare benefits, medical care, and they're not even resident in this country. That's the part y'all don't know. They're not even in this country. How do you think they're able to cover the cost of coming over here to have a child? Here's my point. How do you think that they're able to come from another country, pay the cost to come over here in America just to have a baby in America and get benefits right here in America? If you didn't have money to pay for it right here in America, how did you get the money to come over here? How did you get the money to come over here? Because the Biden administration was flying them over here. Flying them over here. So again, and they're getting their more medical benefits than the people that live here, having babies on American dollars, and then turn around and try to make that baby a born citizen of America. Y'all don't see the attack on this country because y'all think that it's some virtual signal, whatever. I don't know. But my thing is this: I'm glad he's putting a stop to it. I don't care how nobody feel about it. I'm glad he's putting a stop to it. Because that benefit should be going to American citizens and American citizens only. 100% American citizens. Everybody else, nah. No. If you ain't born and raised in this country, you shouldn't. Listen, I don't agree with some of the people that milk the system. I don't. I don't agree with people that I don't agree with American citizens that take advantage of welfare and milk the system. But here's my point to this. If anybody else is going to be allowed to get away and milk the system, they better be American citizen. Even though I may disagree with them doing it, if you're going to milk the system and you're going to take advantage of the system, you better be an American citizen for real. Because at least I know it's in this country. At least I know it's in this country. Now, I might not agree with what you're doing, but at least I know you're a citizen's doing it instead of some person from another country should not even have no parts of that. Yeah, but she came over here legally. I'm talking about illegals. See, there's a difference between illegals and legal. See, people who came in this country through the immigration process, I have no beef with that. They're American citizens. That's the part y'all seem to not understand. If you came in this country and you did it the right way, you got your citizenship, ain't nobody got no beef with that. I don't have no beef with that. I'm talking about the legal immigrants that came over here and did it the wrong way. Simple as that. There's a distinction between someone who did it the right way and someone who did it the wrong way. You come across this in this country illegally, go home. You stay past your visa, go home. No one should be getting these type of benefits and this type of help that is not American citizen. We all did it the wrong way. Shut. That is about the dumbest thing. So let me ask you a question. For ones that said we all did it the wrong way. So if you was born in this country, right? You was born, your parents, let's say you are third generation in this country. You saying you came in this country the wrong way. Now maybe 3 generations prior to that, they might have. What they got to do with you right now? That's an ignorant statement. Let's say 3 generations prior to that, they did. But I'm talking about you right now. How do you know Indians were first? Nobody knows that. There is not enough. Listen, there is more unrecorded history than it is recorded. So nobody really knows the facts of who was here first. We all going by what somebody else said. We are all going by what somebody else said. I'm Native American by far more than anything. And I'm telling you that we're all going by what somebody else said. I'm not saying that they're wrong. I'm just saying I don't know for sure if they're right. I'm not sure if they're right. I'm not going to just hold on to something somebody said or told me 100%. Especially when this is stuff that has happened hundreds of years ago. None of us was alive at the time. Not one of us was alive at the moment that all this stuff was going on, but yet we still believe it. 100%? Okay, good, cool. Y'all on that? Y'all good? Bro, there were dinosaurs, right? Nah, I believe what the Bible said. The Bible said they were great beasts. Now, if you want to call them dinosaurs, you can call them dinosaurs. But I know that the Bible said they were great beasts. So I believe what the Bible says. They keep calling me ignorant. But yet, I've been winning across the board. Yeah, I believe the Bible. I don't care. I don't believe all science, no. Because if science was that factual, they would not use certain terminologies. Like, in my opinion. If science was all factual, they wouldn't use certain terminologies. Like, in my professional opinion, well, that's just your opinion. They wouldn't use words like theory. Theory is just another fancy word for opinion. That's all it is. Theory is just another word for opinion. So here's what it comes as it relates to the Bible. The Bible has been compiled over 1,500 years. Over 40 plus writers, some known, some unknown. 3 different languages over 3 to 4 different continents. Most of these people don't even know what they're writing. But yet they're writing it. In the book of Revelations, it talks about the end time. Now, the book of Revelations was written over 2,000 years ago. The book of Revelation is talking about the end time and what's going to happen at that time. When I was a teenager, if I would have read that as a teenager, it would look like it's impossible. Reading that very scripture, I would look at it then when I was a teenager in my lifetime. I would have looked at it as impossible. But now we are faced with so much technology that the thing that looked impossible to me as a teenager now looks possible. Now looks possible. Thank you very much for the chat. Appreciate you very, very much. Now looks possible. Here's my point to that. Now, because of technology, right? There's a way to stop you from buying or selling anything without the mark of the beast. But when I was a teenager, when I was in my 20s, that would look impossible. Science could never predict that. The person writing that would have never known that. They don't even know what they're writing when they're writing it. They don't even know what they're writing when they're writing it. Listen what I'm saying. What's up, my brother? Man, do Magic 47. God bless you. Welcome in. Welcome in. Thank you for showing up, brother. Hopefully you're doing all well. But again, they're writing stuff and they don't even know what they're writing. So you tell me what scientists can predict that accurately. That's why I believe the Bible beyond science. If you look at the story when Moses was writing the first 5 books, Moses is writing about a story that he was not participating in. He's telling you how Adam and Eve came about, but Moses did not live in the moment that Adam and Eve came about. How did he know that? How did he know that? And here's the other thing. Jesus said that when you come give your life to me, you'll be hated of all men. Look how many people in this day and this time hate Christians. Christianity, having a relationship with Christ, is the #1 attack in the world. They attack Christians more than they attack any type of religion out there. Jesus said that you'll be hated of all men. And look what's happening. Your belief in the Bible is the #1 attack. Again, that's why I believe the Bible beyond science. Because without the word of God, there will be no science. Without God's creation, there'll be no science. Here's another one for y'all. The Bible says that there is nothing made that was made without God. They don't say it exactly like that, but I'm saying the same thing. Was nothing made that was made without God. Guess what? You need everything from the earth substance to make anything we make. You can't make anything without what God provided. Because he provided us the resources and the product and the material to make it. So you can argue and debate with me all you want. Let me explain something to you before I get off this live. There is a lot of things that I say on my live, and I always tell people, Ron's opinion don't matter. Appreciate you. Appreciate it. Appreciate it very much. God bless you. God bless you, Ryan. Real talk. God bless you. I appreciate it. The one thing in my life that matters the most is having a relationship with Christ. That is the one thing that I tell people out of all my opinions. They don't matter. You can choose whatever you want to choose to do with it. But the one thing that matters when I talk about is about Jesus Christ and having a relationship with him. Because at the end of the day, because I have a relationship with God, I don't want to see nobody go to hell. I don't care if it's my worst enemy. I don't ever want to hope, I hope no one ever makes it to hell. I want everybody to understand that heaven and hell is real. And it is not a joke. Heaven and hell is real, and it is not a joke. I know people try to tell you this, and science trying to tell you that. Listen what I'm trying to tell you. You tell me, any human being that has ever performed or did the attributes that Jesus Christ did for real, you ain't going to find them. And then ones that do create miracles can't do it without using Jesus' power to do it. Jesus spoke to death and made it come alive. So my thing is this, I would rather take my chances with a man that can speak to death and make it come alive than take my chances with someone that has never performed that. Never did none of that. Why would you put your hands into inexperienced people? Jesus is showing you that he has power over life and death by raising someone up from the dead. And you choose to pick something beyond him, you have to be out of your mind. And that's real talk. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure y'all hit the subscribe button. I'm getting ready to go in here and make a fool of myself. But that's real talk. I'm not joking. Real talk. Make sure y'all, outside anything and everything I say, man, Jesus loves you. And there is nothing in this world that I would exchange for that. And with that said, I'm going to get up out of here. Every single one of y'all have a blessed, wonderful day. Make sure y'all look out for the footage later on. Hopefully I can get some good footage because I'm doing a lot of this by myself. Y'all have a blessed, wonderful day. I appreciate everybody. Appreciate the love. Appreciate the donations to the channel. Real talk. I appreciate y'all. Much love, much love, much love, much love. You know what I mean? And there's no hate over here. You know what I mean? Y'all call me what y'all want and I'm good with that. I always say, I'd rather you come on here and say something hateful to me than to go out there and say something hateful to the wrong person and never be able to come back from that. So I'm okay with all of the hate. I'm okay with the smoke. I'm okay with the negativity. I'm okay with the name calling and stuff like that. Just don't go out in the street and call someone that, because you don't know what their intentions are. Mine is, you all right. I mean, I still love you. Still care about you. Still want the best for you. So for me, I'm okay with that. That's why I let people come to my live and say what they want to say. For the most part. But what my thing is I'd rather you say it to me on my live than to go out into the streets and say something crazy to somebody. And then they turn around and you might not never be able to come back from that. It ain't worth it. Know what I mean? So if you need a place to criticize somebody, come here and criticize me. It's all right. It's cool. Know what I mean? I love you. And with that said, I'm going to get up out of here. Y'all all have a blessed, wonderful day. Until later on, peace.